LeBron James is in year 20 of his NBA career, and at this point it's safe to say that we all have an opinion on the man, and whatever each of us believe, it's unlikely to change at this point. Whether you're the identity behind a LeBron Stan account or on the contrary a LaFlop account, today I'll be presenting something that we may all be able to agree upon when it comes to LeBron James's 2-decade career. I'll be laying it all out in this video, and the big revelation is coming near the end, so make sure you stay until then. This is Topic Tackle. Let's go. What's good, people? JC3 here. Appreciate you tuning in once again to Topic Tackle, where we dive deep into the world of basketball, seeing through the storylines and narratives and giving you the perspective that the media doesn't venture to. And right off the bat, I want to talk about the Lakers opening night game against the Warriors. And allow me to paint this picture for you because you'll see how it ties into the ironic fact about LeBron James's career that you clicked on this video for. Now, something that caught my attention during the broadcast that I believe Reggie Miller mentioned was that only Anthony Davis and LeBron James remain from the 2020 Lakers championship team. That was only 2 seasons ago. And already, the entire roster is different except for these 2 players. And keep that in mind, it feeds into the main point that's coming up. The Lakers look like a hodgepodge collection of players out there. I mean, they're all talented and pro-level guys, don't get me wrong, but they didn't seem to mesh well together as a unit. The most glaring issue was their three-point shooting as they went 10 for 40 from downtown. That's just 25%. This is not a good look, and this is not good for a LeBron-led team because the recipe for success on such teams has always consisted of reliable three-point shooters who can catch and shoot off of LeBron's passes. Okay, I guess they got Matt Ryan on this squad for that purpose, but again, who's Matt Ryan? I mean, you can't tell me that out of all the guys trying to make the league, they ain't better than Matt Ryan. I mean, hey, much respect to the man, okay? As Brian Scalabrine famously says, I'm closer to LeBron than you, so I guess I'm talking to myself in that. I mean, really? Who am I to talk?
Look who's talking.
If the Lakers want to compete at least the play-in level, they'll likely have to make some moves. Regardless of their roster, it's time for us to accept this about LeBron James. It's time to accept that LeBron isn't the threat that he used to be. Everyone and their mama knows this team isn't going to be a playoff competitor. For that very reason, he doesn't command the same fear that he did in Cleveland when you knew he'd always be in the championship mix. And this that's happening now isn't entirely his fault either. I mean, this team as constructed just isn't good enough to win. They may win 35 games. That's it. I mean, you tell me in the comments, where are those wins coming from? When watching their opening night game, I couldn't help but think that LeBron's days of competing for championships is officially done. If he wanted to be competing for rings while staying in the LA area, he'd be playing for the Clippers. So what's the point of LeBron playing for this Laker team? I think it's this. He's out for stats and records, which is not a bad thing, by the way, especially at this point in his career. And off the court, he's in LA to be around his son, who's a senior at Sierra Canyon, and he's got a sophomore at Sierra Canyon as well. And let's be real, LeBron is there to be around the Hollywood scene as well. Opportunities in business and media ventures are everywhere in LA. We have to be okay with that if he's okay with that.
I look at the Lakers season that we should treat this season as a celebration of LeBron's individual greatness because he will at some point hopefully pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and become the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. And that should be what this season is about. Because to Wilbon's point, I agree with this. Spending all day, every day, talking about their deficiencies, no, that's not great. We know who this team is. They since they won the championship, they got in the play-in game the following season, and they didn't even make the play-in game the next season. This team has a lot of deficiencies, and this season should be about LeBron James.
But there's something that he did that stood out to you?
The truth shake. When LeBron gives that, when he makes a statement and gives the shake, that's a tell. He's laying it out. Now, I usually see the truth shake in like January or February, about 7 to 10 days out from the trade deadline when he evaluates where his team is. And he's usually right, by the way. It doesn't always mean his team can do something. Everything he said is right, what he said here. I mean, you can go back and look. You can go back throughout his career. When that comes, and it's never good to have the truth shake.
You don't want it.
You don't want it in October.
No, definitely not.
Definitely not October.
Yeah.
He also went on to talk about how he compared it to football. And he's like, look, if you don't have a quarterback who can throw the ball 30 yards downfield, you don't throw the ball 30 yards downfield. You throw it underneath. He even referenced Tom Brady winning with the Buccaneers. And I agree with that. He is right. So why are the Lakers shooting 43-pointers a game? They were 26th in the preseason in three-point shooting. they were terrible last night. I'm not saying that maybe tomorrow against the Clippers they have a good three-point shooting night. But on balance, they're not going to be a good three-point shooting team, and they can't play that way. And LeBron knows it on October 18th.
Okay, so you heard what Redick and Windhorst had to say, and that LeBron truth shake, there's kind of like, well, what do you want me to do? I am one man. Right? That's facts right there. I mean, that LeBron truth shake that's a tell that was picked up on by Windhorst. How do you think he picked up on that? He's been following LeBron throughout his entire career, and he knows when there isn't enough on the table to win, and LeBron expresses that. All right, let's pause for a quick shout out to Rakuten, who is not sponsoring this video, by the way. They're just the #1 option for cash back with online shopping. I use Rakuten, whether it's through the website or the app, every time I shop online, and I have a link in the description down below. Now, I'm completely transparent. This is an affiliate link. I will get credit if you go to this link, but most importantly, you will get credit, because when you spend $30, you'll get $30 back, and whatever store that you're shopping at, depending on the cash back that they're giving right now, you'll get that percentage back as well. It's legit. I've used this for years. Think about it like this. Support my channel through the link by buying whatever you want online. That's a pretty good deal, right? Let's get back to the video. And this is what's incredibly ironic about LeBron's career. Here's the big point we've all been waiting for. That the same guy who's been the face of free agency, player empowerment, player movement on the player's own terms, playing with who he wants to, when he wants to. Le GM, that's a meme for a reason, people. The same guy who's the face of all this has somehow played on teams with subpar talent for the majority of his career. Drop the sound effect.
Boom.
Need I remind you of his first stint in Cleveland in the team he carried to the 2007 finals? I just went back and watched some of that series. Do you know who their starting lineup was? This was their starting lineup. LeBron has managed to play with 7 All-Stars throughout his career. I mean, you hear that number and you say, yeah, that's a lot, right? And that's near the top of the list all time, players who have played with other All-Stars. Who were those players, though? Let's take a deep dive into that really quick. During his first stint in Cleveland, they were Zydrunas Ilgauskas and Mo Williams. Those guys weren't All-Stars without LeBron James, people. Then in Miami, he played with Wade and Bosh. The Heat teams were by far the best he's been on. Then it was Kyrie and Kevin Love back in Cleveland, albeit K-Love was never his Minnesota self, but the Cavs didn't need him to be. And then in LA, his lone All-Star teammate has been Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis has been injured a lot. So I ask, has the very strategy he's championed actually come back to hurt him? Because he's never been able to establish a core for more than 4 years at a time. Look at the Warriors. The same core. Curry, Clay, Draymond, Iguodala. Since 2013, 3 of them were drafted by the organization. I just think it's ironic that LeBron's free agent route to play with other great players has actually left him without a championship core at this point. But most importantly, I want to know what you think. Has LeBron's free agency route to play with other great players actually backfired on him? Let me know in the comments down below, and we'll be back with more Topic Tackle coming soon. Always remember, stay solid, people.